Hey, welcome back to another market closing live stream. Today, we are having a very, very good day with Tesla, and therefore we will be consuming some Tesla tequila with Ross Gerber when he arrives. All right, folks. Let's go ahead and see what the heck is going on in the stock market, because it's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy day in the stock market. It's been a crazy day with Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve, which I will be posting a video on the Federal Reserve after this live stream, probably around 1:30-ish. The Dow Jones is up 0.21% at the time of this recording. We've got the S&P 500 down 0.11, and the Nasdaq Technologies leading the fall with 0.84 to the downside here. Nasdaq Technologies rotating down. Technology mostly leading down thanks to Facebook. At one point today, Tesla did pass Facebook as the fifth largest company in the S&P 500. If we jump on over, let's start with the losers today. As usual, Snap down about 26%. It did drop another 3% intraday here, and that is on bad advertising revenue. We got Beyond Meat down 12.67% as it pre-released earnings because they were so bad. Ubiquity almost under 300 again, down 7.2% as technology gets dragged down. Most of the stocks that are really falling heavily here are momentum-based. Think QuantumScape, Microvision, Camber, Ater, Vinco, Wish, Fuel Cell, Naked, Smile Direct, almost every single momentum name, AMC, Workhorse, Lordstown, GameStop, almost every single momentum name is down, including momentum in cryptocurrencies. Momentum in cryptocurrency rotating down slightly here, down about 4% in the last 24 hours on Bitcoin and off its $67,000 high, which is closer to about 12-13%. Ethereum breaking below the psychological support level of 4K. Now a new resistance again. Cardano back into the channel where it likes to hang out at around 215 after that Alonzo hard fork momentum sold off. And now we are chilling. We are waiting to see how well. Let's see. Today's Friday, so we're not gonna have earnings today. But instead, we at least some people are having some fun. There is the stock PHUN, and this has been trading halts almost all day long. This particular stock this morning during the open went absolutely haywire. Ran from about $7 to over 3xing to about 24.03. Unfortunately, even though I've gotten so many comments from dozens, if not hundreds of you, thanking me for my advice that you have stop losses, one of the dangers of a stop loss is that it can't necessarily protect you from a halt. And that's unfortunate when if you get halted, that all of a sudden, you're trading within a bar at 1850. Then all of a sudden you get executed as a market order at the bottom of a candlestick here at like 8. That sucks. But that happens with automation. But then again, you'd be relatively par, given that it's around 815 to 890 right now. So then you've got DWAC, and that only happens after a halt. Usually, if there's no halt, you should be okay. Now, folks, okay, I'm going to say this because as bullish as I am and I'm not in it. I'm not in it at all. As bullish as I am on the support that DWAC is going to get from Republicans, from conservatives, from people who are tired of censorship, from centrists who want to stick it to big tech and Facebook and Twitter and all that. As bullish as I am on this, I am not bullish on the valuation of the stock. Folks, $90 is insane. We're talking about what, a $14-15 billion company, and they have nothing. $13 or $14 billion for DWAC is stupid. It makes no sense. No sense at all. Here, let's do the math together. Since I know I'm going to get all these comments from people who go, oh, but Kevin, when I go to Google, it says the market cap's only like $2 billion. Well, folks, watch and learn. Okay? 1.72 equals, let's do it. I believe it's easier to do it this way. $10 par value for the valuation for the company. We are now at $90. And so we're trying to solve for X over here. Who remembers this kind of crap? 10 divided by 1.72 is 5.814. X 90 equals 90 divided by 5.814 equals 90 divided by 5.814 equals $15.4 billion for this company. You got to be kidding me. You got to be absolutely kidding me. It ain't worth it. Somebody here, Gary Roberts, says $95 is cheap for free speech. You're not buying free speech, buying a share of a SPAC at $15 billion that's has nothing other than Trump's name and hope. That's what this is. It's hope. So I'm just imploring you to put for a moment the thinking cap on. Yes, the stock market can be irrational for a very long time, but it tends to revert to means. $15.4 billion for this company is nutty. It's absolutely nutty. So I've tried shorting this like all freaking day long. I couldn't short it. I believe that on Monday and Tuesday, the share availability for shorting is going to be massive because all the diamond handers who are like, I'm going to diamond hand this forever because it's going to 1,000, all of them are going to have their shares lent out to institutions, and the institutions are going to go, thank you, sell. No guarantees. We know the market can be weird, but remember, $15.4 billion valuation, no way, Jose. It makes no sense. Folks, they have wireframes for the app right now. We don't even know that there exists a social media platform beyond a sign-up page, right? Think about these things. Our image or our guess as to how good this platform is going to be is much better than what it probably will actually be. That's because everything in life is a disappointment, and get used to it. Okay, that sounded a little dark. But anyway, look, just be careful, okay? It's insane. If you made lots of money, I'm proud of you. Be careful. Don't be stupid. Don't lose money. Okay, so where were we? Yes, a rotation. Holy crap. How is Dutch Brothers up 13.9? Now, see, this company actually has earnings. By the way, I saw people, they're like, they're comparing the price of Berkshire Hathaway to DWAC. And all I want to say to people trying to compare the market caps of companies and the prices of the companies as a share price to DWAC, clearly you have not been financially educated at all. I'm sorry. The reason companies have higher share prices, first of all, share price does not matter. What matters is earnings relative to market cap. Well, the reason these companies have high valuations is because they make money hand over frickin' fist. Let me ask you this. A social media platform makes money through ads, right? What did advertisers do to Donald Trump in January? You see where I'm going with this? What you got to ask yourself, is MyPillow going to support Mike Lindell? Is he going to support all of the revenues for a $15.4 billion company? There aren't enough Mike Lindells. Now, I think, don't get me wrong, I think there are going to be a lot of advertisers. But if you miss out on some big ones, you're going to have a revenue disparity between companies like what YouTube and Twitter and Facebook have. And don't get me wrong, like I don't like a lot of these companies. Facebook censored me. Instagram, well, that's Facebook. CNN censored me. I've been censored by Twitter. I hate it all. I hate all of them. Don't get me wrong. Like I've had to send cease and desist letters, especially to CNN. It drives me nuts. So I'm not trying to take a political side here. I just all I'm trying to do is get you to think. It's a $15.4 billion company. Where are the revenues going to come from? Who's going to advertise? How much are they going to spend? And is it possible that the big spenders won't spend on this platform out of sort of a protest, kind of like they've previously done, because it would be a political association, right? Anybody advertising on the Trump News Central or whatever, it probably have to be a conservative organization. You get like Apple. I don't think they would want to align with that because they want to sell iPhones to Republicans and Democrats. So I don't know, just keep that in mind. Math, financials, and if you want to think like I do, join me in the Stocks and Psychology of Money program. Link down below because the coupon code expires a week from today. 41% off, and then the price goes up because there's so much transitory inflation that we can't help ourselves but raise the price. Okay, so, and there's a big content drop coming this Sunday. Should be really cool. But anyway, rant about DWAC. Oh, wait, no, I can't say it's over yet because I want to say I should be live tonight with Sean Spicer on Newsmax. Hashtag not guaranteed, but on Newsmax with Sean Spicer tonight at, I think it's 6:20 p.m. California time, to talk about DWAC. Okay? So stay tuned. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Anyway, I hope they don't mind my hair or my outfit. Oh, dear. All right. So what else is going on? All right. How's Tesla doing? Yeah, Tesla's doing nice. Oh my gosh, Tesla's rallying into the close. Let's go. How are the Tesla calls doing? They are great. They are printing money. Every percent that Tesla goes up is about 150K for my portfolio. So I will take it. Thoughts on Robinhood? I think this is a fair price for Robinhood. I think $40 is fair. I definitely do. So what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I was going to look at Tesla. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, let's see if it sells off into the close. It's not loading up. Anyway, take it with tequila. Oh, we'll be taking tequila here shortly. Anyway, all right. What else can I rant about? Nissan cuts production 30% through November on chip shortage. Yeah, car manufacturers are screwed, and that's why you're seeing Shift Technologies and the other companies down. Worth noting, by the way, folks, if you ended up in SAM, it's actually green today, even though it went negative yesterday. But take a look at this. Dave & Buster's, folks, service-based a service here. They don't sell a product. Rallying. I'm very excited for Dave & Buster's. Honestly, I wanted really badly to buy it. But what are you going to do? Okay, so let's see here. Tesla. Ooh, that's nice. It's getting good on Tesla. I think the volatility is going up as well, which is a very good thing for options. Bloomberg. All right, let's get this thing up. Okay, so we got about 2 minutes to go to the closing bell. This is going to be a new all-time high record close for Tesla. Dave & Buster's running. S&P, I'm sorry, not the index 500. S&P upgraded Tesla credit rating. I think they're still not even an A rating. I mean, I get it. They're still a newer company. They're not as established as some of the others, but glad they got a good credit rating. Good positive catalyst here on Tesla. We have, let's see here. Okay, get the terminal up. 2 minutes to go to the close. GameStop down 6.38%. Let's see if there are any last-minute opportunities on Snap 26. Oh, don't you worry. I'm watching the RSI on Tesla. I know relative strength. Trade Desk, 8.8%. Yeah, they got smoked on that advertising drop. GameStop, 6.41. Pinterest getting smoked 5%. How is Lemonade down 5.3% today? Like, that's nutty. That doesn't make sense. Let me look at the Tesla vol. We got 50 seconds to go. Tesla vol should be up with these sorts of movements. HVG. Let me see here. Tesla vol. Oh yeah. See, I bought calls on October 11th. Dead bottom in Tesla volatility. That's how you make money on options. It's not the price, even though the price did go up. You gotta time the vol. And if you have no idea what I'm saying, stocks and psychology of money. We're doing some new lectures on it this weekend. But that's been a really good way to print tendies on options lately. And if you don't want, you get screwed. Anyway, check out that program link down below and get up to $70 totally for free by going to metkevin.com/public. They won't buy or sell your information, and they don't use payment for order flow. metkevin.com/public. Bell.
About 1.7% on the week. The Dow is going to manage the game.
All right. Dow Jones up 0.21%, S&P 500 0.11% to the downside, NASDAQ Technology 0.83 to the downside, Russell 2000 down 0.21%. So looks like everything's mostly down with the exception of the Dow Industrials here. And even the Russell was down. But Tesla. Let's look at that all-time high of what did it close for? 909.68. Oh, come on. It was 1 penny away from 909.69. Oh, wait. Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, 909.68. It is. Dang it. It's so close. So close. That's funny. That is so cool. Let's go, Tesla. All right. So let's see how other things are doing here. We've got some Tesla. Oh, here we go. We got somebody coming in on Tesla. Yo, what up, dog?
What's going on?
Hey, I got a fever, and I can write myself my own prescription.
Oh, baby. We're ready.
Yeah.
We're ready.
What's up,
I figured we'd hang out this afternoon,
Yeah, totally. So, man, this is amazing. Record close, 909.68. 1 penny away from 909.69.
That's crazy. Well, maybe all the trades haven't settled yet because, technically at 1 o'clock, it's not really, fully settled. So, you'll see these adjustments from the market makers at the end of the day. So, see, after hours, it's 909.69. Now it's
so you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. 909.69 would be the best possible outcome of the day. Not that it hasn't been the best possible outcome already. So I was who better to hang out with than you?
Thank you for that. How bullish are y'all over at GK on Tesla right now? Is it the biggest question I'm getting every day is is this it? Is it time to sell? Is it time to, pair and balance into other things?
Well, every time I've sold Tesla to rebalance, it's been a bad decision in theory, even though what I bought with what I sold has done well. It's, Tesla has tremendous future and a tremendous performance. But I think for investors, the key thing is not to think about it. There's nothing to think about. They're executing perfectly. It's a long-term investment. It'll have volatility. If it goes down, I'm a buyer. I pray for it to go down. Actually, that's actually why I make money doing what I do. I know what I want to buy. So when it goes down, like Snapchat today, how long have you waited for Snapchat to go down? I mean, for a long time. There's nothing wrong with Snapchat because Apple's messing with everybody. They'll figure out the algorithm and they'll get it fine. But I know the Snapchat's next door to my office. We know Snapchat. I've met Evan. We know Snapchat, and it's turned into a good company, actually. And I've been a critical person of Snapchat for most of my career. So the fact that I say that it's turned into a good company is those stocks sometimes are the best ones. So Snapchat today is a perfect example. So we didn't buy it.
About PayPal and Pinterest.
Right. We were buyers of PayPal already. PayPal's in my fund, GK. It's a core holding of GK, of all my clients, and I think it's a stupid move, and the stock got punished, and you buy the stock because the deal won't happen.
You don't think the deal's going to go through?
I'm a shareholder. I don't want it to go through. I'm going to
Because
go
of
on
the
TV. I'll go on TV every day and say, "Don't do it."
is that because of the dilution, or I mean, it seems
No,
like
why would you want Pinterest?
Well, their argument was they want to get the consumer in discovery. They want to get the consumer during the checkout. Use honey. They bought that.
Do you
Coupon
use
app or
Pinterest?
whatever.
Do you know Pinterest? Do you
I
know
don't use
the
it.
service? Well,
Yeah.
because it's like mostly women. But my wife is on that service for her company, wildling.com, for all the women out there who follow me, Kevin. And Pinterest has issues converting versus other platforms like Instagram or whatever. Pinterest, as an ad platform, has lower returns than other platforms. Pinterest is a wonderful product for people to play with, and has a lot of utility, and it's a good company. But how that merges with what I see PayPal supposed to be doing is building a platform on your phone for finance of the future. They're supposed to be JP Morgan of the future. So you want Pinterest to be looking at like an upstart. You want Pinterest to be looking at lending platforms. Imagine this is what my new thing. Like, imagine connecting loans for real estate. Like, I want to invest in loans. I want to digitize, securitize things on crypto platforms. Like Coinbase is doing, NFT. Whatever you want to do, the digital ecosystem is where it's at, and that's what they should be 100% focused on. And getting into an ad rev business when Apple's already whacking you, it's like, why?
Is it possible though that they're buying the dip?
Why? They're a company. They're not a investor. Like, companies aren't. When you buy a company, you're not like buying the dip. You got to deal with all the people at that company. And if it's a different culture, every company I've tried to buy, and I've tried to buy two, and I'm 0 for 2, because it just is super hard to merge cultures and to put different systems together and to change huge companies. So if you buy them, you let them just be, that's one thing. But like, if you're really trying to integrate all this, it's a time consuming, challenging thing for management that takes your eye off the ball of what they're doing with their app, which we're very bullish on.
Wow. Okay, so bullish on PayPal, not so bullish on pins. But what
I like
about
Square better, but yeah.
Square's great. What
Yeah.
about though? Talking about crypto, what do you? You're not a big fan of inflation lasting long. Maybe prices go up over the next year, or whatever. But you're expecting pricing to go back down. Is it possible that we, in 2 years or 3 years, have to deal with Jerome Powell coming up and saying, "Hey, sorry for all the deflation. Don't worry, it's transitory deflation. We'll be out of it soon."
I don't think deflation is going to be the issue that we face in the 20s. I think it's going to be the roaring 20s. So from my premise, inflation is a real thing, but it'll be a more normal inflation rate, like 2 to 3%, once we get a year to two out from here. Most of the inflation we're seeing now, like, we did our investigation this week, we found out that the ports are being clogged by Walmart and Target. So in LA right now, what's happening is Walmart and Target are trying to ship in as much stuff as possible because of the supply chain issues, and they want the stores filled for Christmas. So now they're trying to move Christmas forward. So Black Friday, forget about that. They want it like now.
Yeah.
They want you shopping for Christmas now because they don't know about delivery. So delivery gets real difficult. So they go, oh, let's order everything now. So Walmart and Target's like half the economy. So they're like, oh, boom. So they all order it all in the port, and every other small and medium-sized business, they have to work around the Target and Walmart monopoly of the port. So the port's run by the longshoremen, and then Target and Walmart pay all these people. So essentially, when there's a problem at the port, they call Target and Walmart executives and they say, hey, there's a problem. This ship is out of line or whatever the hell's going on, and can you make a decision because other ships want to come in? And it takes them 5 to 7 days just to respond because the executives have their thumbs up there, what. So the port is ready to go, and Walmart and Target have these procedures that are just ridiculous. So the entire ecosystem of our shipping system is a joke. It's just a joke. So you can't really blame the longshoremen. You can't really it's just like between all the people. Like they've never had this much demand. So God forbid they like one of the 2,000 executives at Walmart who do nothing get off their butt and solve these problems. It's like boom, boom, boom. It's called efficiency. So the efficiency of the port could, Biden flew out here. He was like, let's fly out to LA and talk to longshoremen.
Yeah.
They'll go, oh, we'll work more hours. Pay us and we'll work more hours.
Right.
And everybody's getting raises. Well, we'll work plenty. The longshoremen are like, you guys pay. That's the way it works.
Well,
Welcome to the port of LA.
Is that so bullish on essentially us potentially getting through that supply crisis within the next 6 months, huh?
Yeah, because now we're going to ship everything in early, and then everybody's going to get everything in, and everybody's going to buy everything. It's like Christmas is going to be huge. And what happens out of all this is then everybody builds up this efficiency now because they suck. And they're like, oh, we have to fix this. And technology is the solution for everything. And so when you apply modern technology to sort of antiquated systems of these big companies in the port, all of a sudden it gets more efficient. And then by next year, it's no problem.
Nice.
Give it a
nice.
give it a
I'm
year.
looking forward to that. I wonder if there could be deflation at some point, but we'll talk more about that.
No,
I think
deflation is not going to be the issue because demand is super, super strong. But yes,
chat
going back,
is demanding a celebration.
I know, and like I was like rushing to have lunch. Like I haven't even had lunch. I got like a pizza here. I was gonna like do a Dave Portnoy and eat like a pizza on your show. And I was like, I don't want to eat on a show, So I don't know. This could be a dangerous show doing tequila shots.
Let's do it, man.
Yet,
Have you opened yours yet? Mine's almost
no,
gone.
This is no. This is brand new bottle that I just got, like full to the tilt. I finished my first bottle long ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Ready to go. So this is like kind of like christening. It's, I don't know, what would you call it? A sort of popping.
It's a celebration of money.
It's not money that I'm happy about, to be honest.
That's true.
I personally don't care about money that much because I deal the way I have to deal with it. What I care about is winning. What I care about is that the EV revolution is winning. It's personal to me. I want to see electric vehicles win. I want to see all electric vehicles win, no matter who makes them. And Tesla, their goal from the beginning was to advance sustainable transportation. And the impact on our future, my kids' future and your kids' future, is enormous. So when my kids are my age and the entire electric fleet exists and the gas fleet is a memory of the past, like riding horses. So they'll be gas cars and they'll be like horses. And no, I love classic cars. Like people will always have classic cars and they'll appreciate in value. The Ford Mustang, like a 67, will be amazing in 40 years. You know what I mean? If you can keep it working.
Oh, yeah.
And so like, they'll be like horses. And I love horses and I love ICE cars, but we'll be a complete electric fleet, buses, trucks, cars. Think about, as an investor, the long-term implications of that. Tesla was the advent of it. Elon made it happen. And 3 or 4 years ago, there was a lot of doubt and a lot of people that were trying to wipe it out. And so I'm super happy on the victory. So I toast first to my favorite Tesla bear, the bear of all bears,
Burry?
Gordon Johnson.
God.
Gordon, ever president on CNBC. Now, Kevin, I'm so happy that you've become bigger than CNBC.
Oh.
And it's so great to see YouTube finance becoming a real thing thanks to you.
Wow.
And
a lot of great people.
Gordon helps you out because every time he goes on CNBC, he brings them down another notch of credibility. Here, it's cool. Thank you, Gordon. To you. Without you, I would have made a lot less money, but you have helped. To you, Gordon.
Cheers to that.
It's good tequila. So Nosotros Tequila makes Tesla tequila. So I got to shout out to Nosotros. It's a great brand. You can just go buy this tequila. The fact that they made this bottle was like a nightmare for them. Like, they're like, design the bottle and we'll make it. Because this is a small tequila company. It's local. It's run by local people. They source to Mexico. It supports the local economy here in Mexico as well. I say here because it's right down the street in a way. It's only like 2 hours from me, 3 hours from you. And so like when you think about supporting small business, so Sotros Tequila, it's awesome. So they went and they made this bottle. So they sent them the design and they were like, you got to be kidding. You know, like nobody wants to make this bottle, you know, like nobody wants this, like not to buy, but to manufacture. You can make tequila, but making a bottle like this involves like a whole process. So the guy I put this on, even the cap was like a whole thing. In the box, they give you like instructions to open the cap. Like, but that's what's become iconic about this bottle. It's worth a lot. And I lost my first bottle. I left it somewhere.
How could you leave it somewhere? Where would you take it?
I left it at the Cocoon. I left it at Cocoon. I was drinking during a Swayze show live stream, and I left it there. It was great. I was an audience of one. It was during COVID. You know, we shoot live streams, Cocoon, Malibu.com. And
Nice.
On YouTube, it's a YouTube channel. But I was drinking my bottle with Swayze, and then they were doing their live stream, and we finished. And I was like, I'm leaving it at Cocoon, which basically I was like, it's gone forever. You know?
What about other electric companies like Neo, or you know, I don't think you like the Chinese. So
I don't trust them.
Yeah.
I just don't trust
So what about the
BYD.
other ones? I mean,
BYD.
Lordstown, GM, Fisker. Do you care about
BYD.
any Lucid?
BYD.
Okay,
BYD.
but they're Chinese.
I trust them. They make good stuff. They make good cars. They make good buses. They're doing it right now. They're making it in scale. They're the #1 EV maker in China, really in real dollars. They make great masks. They're good at making stuff, you know. Well-run company. Chinese stocks are cheap. I don't own a lot of BYD, but I like it the best as far as a play. It's Warren Buffett backed. It's a blue chip Chinese stock in my mind. Neo, I don't trust. I don't know how good their cars are. I can't drive them. Like, you know, it's like asking me to, like, would you marry a woman that you've never met? You know?
Good
like,
point.
I just, like, see, for me as an investor, I have to put, like, real money into stuff to make money. You know, like, I'm not an individual investor. I'm an institutional investor with over $2 billion. So, like 10 million, 15 million is like a small investment. You know what I mean? So like Tesla for us is a big investment. It's like 100 million, you know? And so when you think about, I got to put 10 million into Neo and I don't even know how good the car is, you know? And I just don't have the visibility like I do with a company like Tesla, where we know everything about Tesla. We know the most about Tesla than anybody. So let's say, see, the game in the stock market is information. So I own what I know most about.
Yeah, that's great. What did you ever get into like the buy now pay later stuff? I mean, I know PayPal and Square, they're competing in the space, but like Affirm's the big one lately.
Yeah, but I don't look at the product as unique in any way. Anybody can buy now, pay later.
Oh, that's right. We talked
can
about that
offer
last
credit.
time. Okay.
Yeah. So I like Square and PayPal, and I like Coinbase. Those are the 3 core positions in GK. That's the 3 core positions for my clients. And what I own personally, it's a no-brainer. You have the 3 blue chip financials of the future. That's what they are. They will win because they have the relationships with merchants. Now we also have a positions with Shopify. Shopify is one of the best companies out there. If you're online and you're selling stuff, you sell through Shopify. They're so good at what they do. There's certain companies like Salesforce, which I don't own, which is we just integrated this whole thing in my company, and it's incredible. It's just like it took forever, and it's super expensive, but like the efficiency upgrade for my company between the technologies we've implemented the last 2 years, it's unbelievable. Wow. The kids just come to me and they go, "We should do this," and I go, "Yes." You know, most CEOs go, "No, it costs money," and I'm like, "No, this stuff really is amazing." And once you integrate these softwares into your systems, you can't get rid of them.
Wow. What about
Shopify?
There's this talk about like Macy's and Saks of Fifth maybe spinning off their e-commerce stores as maybe either separate companies, or that these e-commerce
rather
places
get poked in the eye than talk about Macy's. You know,
no Macy's.
Come on. Do you go to Macy's?
No.
When's the last time you even saw Macy's? You go to Macy's? Oh, Macy's. Oh, let's go to Macy's. I think they have a parade. Don't they have a parade? Is that what they? I think that's what they're known for.
Good one. What? So,
Right?
do you just stay away from discretion? Like, what about like the
No, I'm
staples, like
heavily
Target? Are you into those?
I own Target.
Target. Okay.
I own Target.
Target's
They're
great.
gonna have a great Christmas. They got to get stuff on the shelf, so they're clogging the ports. So, I think the omni-channel. So I think people are done with online as the sole way they do things because they can go out now, and going out is so much fun. Like I've had the funnest week this week. Life sucked last year.
Yeah.
A year ago, it sucked. I hated it. I like parties and people and music and things. It's like staying home and playing video games, which I like too, is not the primary focus of my life.
Yeah.
And so when you think about shopping, I can go to Target and shop, and I don't know when things are going to get delivered. So I'm going to go to the store now and just go shopping. And you go to the malls, they're busy. People want to go out and shop.
Yeah.
Go to Nike. We own Nike. Nike's going to have a great Christmas for sure. Lulu, which I don't own. Great Christmas.
In this market, can you be bullish on FANG? Mostly Facebook, Amazon,
Facebook.
Apple.
I hate Facebook.
Okay, no Facebook.
Facebook's getting targeted by Apple. Look at the stock today. Facebook's going to be in a bear market for itself because Apple will eat them, and they're evil. They're just evil. So it's an ESG issue for us. We can't.
Let's go with Tang. Tesla, Apple.
It's Tesla,
Netflix,
Apple, Google, Netflix, Microsoft.
Okay.
Tangma. Alphabet. I call it Google. I know. We have to do another shot.
But I'm out.
What?
No.
What? I was going to drive all the way there so this wouldn't happen, Kevin. All the way to Ventura. And I looked on my thing. It was like an hour and 15, and I'm running around like a madman because I'm so busy. I had already 2 other shows, and I'm trying to trade, and I'm trying to like run my meetings. And, it's what time is it? It's like 1:20. I haven't even eaten lunch. My lunch is right here.
Give me like 2 minutes before you have the next one. Give me 2 minutes, and we're gonna get something. Okay, so stand by.
Call somebody. Don't you have an
assistant? I just did. So
you probably have like 10 assistants.
Oh, so
I'm stuck.
I gotta ask you about your favorite person in the world and their new SPAC. Tell me about DWAC.
Dude, I heard people start texting me when you say stuff that's weird, and I guess you were like, "Oh, you should go long it because the Trump people are so powerful," or something. Some people started texting me that you were.
I did not say go long this.
And I go. Maybe Kevin went crazy for a minute, so I was glad that you put me on so we could talk about it. So DWAC is amazing. DWAC is. It makes me so happy because to see all the Trump people get pumped and dumped is like classic, So this is a classic pump and dump, It's like, what social media are you going to jump on? Truth Media and start tweeting on Trump's Twitter, It's like the hate social media. All those woke people cut me off Twitter because I had an insurrection at the Capitol. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people like it.
I just need to know, should I put Jose Cuervo in the Tesla bottle and then pour it into my shot glass?
Kevin, that's the tequila you're bringing out?
I finished the Tesla one.
But it's just Cuervo. That's all you got?
I like it, okay?
I gotta take you out. I gotta get you out of Ventura County. Like, you gotta come to LA. We gotta go out on the town. Things are open. You work too much. You work all day long. Yeah. I got a music company, and there's good stuff going on. It's a lot of fun. You got to come out. The shows are happening again. The music's happening again. Good artists are playing the best shows I've ever seen. There's angst. Like the millennials didn't really have angst, and so music was like electric music, like kind of like everything's happy. And then like COVID hits and artists were shut down. And during this time, my music companies really, it was hard. And artists really have struggled. Like the artist community, music community has gone through an incredibly difficult time. Like it's the hardest hit thing because music is about community and COVID separated us. And so now it's coming back. And I went to Travis Barker this week with Machine Gun Kelly, Avril Lavigne. We shot it for this show October 28th. Yeah, Travis Barker, House of Horrors, tbhoh.com. We shot, it's a live show that we shot. We've kind of changed the music format. So it's more like a show, but it came out amazing, but it was just 100 people in Malibu. Like it's like a made for TV show, but
you gotta call me for this stuff, man. You need You need
it's the first one. It's the first one on this level. Travis Barker, super innovative. The people involved with this company, Cisco Adler, my partner in Cocoon, is the founder of No Cap Shows that's doing this. We're trying to bring music into being like beyond like YouTube, but like more like Netflix, and you can see live shows, like all over the country. And that's the idea, is you can just see music. So I went to the show this week, and they killed it. Like the artists killed it, because everybody's like got this angst to play that there hasn't really been. It almost feels like the 60s again with the artists, whether it's hip hop, whatever, like everybody's so excited to play in front of an audience. And I think we're seeing it with sports as well. Like the full audiences, sports ratings are up. ESPN is up. Football is up because we're excited.
In the stock market,
in the stock market, I'm long MGM. I'm super long MGM. I'm a big investor in MGM. It's one of the top holdings in my company and fund. MGM's been an investment of mine most of my life. Like I know the company like Apple, and they're never been in a better position. Most of their competitors are struggling. Sheldon Adelson died, and Las Vegas Sands sold their Las Vegas casinos, and Wynn has had bad management since Steve Wynn was kicked out.
Whoa. What, you don't like Wynn?
No.
Wow.
No. Steve Wynn was an innovator in the industry. He was the guy that made Vegas. And when they kicked him out of the company, maybe rightfully, but, I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but they kicked the innovator out of the company, and they kicked the genius who made Vegas, but they also kicked out the person who was the most connected person in the entire ecosystem of gambling. So the way gambling works, if you don't know, is you don't kick out the person who's the most connected, if you know what I mean. So there's only one left, and it's MGM. And they are killing it. And they just bought the Cosmo, which is my favorite hotel. I'm so stoked. The management's there. So Blackstone is the other player. We're long Blackstone. This stock is killing it. Blackstone, BX. It's a top holding in my fund. It's a secret stock. Everybody wants to talk about tech, and they don't realize some of these companies own a lot of things that are good, and they monetize it and pay it out to shareholders. Blackstone's dividend just declared, I think it's almost double last year's, and it's just profits from all the businesses that they're making money off of. Blackstone owns the rest of Vegas. So secretly, Blackstone's been buying up all the properties in Vegas. I've owned the properties in Vegas for many years. MGM's running them all.
Wow.
Fucking money.
Yeah, no kidding. How about like other ones like Adobe? You getting into Adobe at all, or some of these others here?
Adobe's a great stock. I don't know. I don't like talking about it.
Okay.
It's like, I can't own every stock. And Adobe's one that we talk about all the time. The guys who bring it up, Hatem brings it up. He's right. He's been right the whole time. I've never debated it. I use Adobe, but it's kind of like those core programs, but it's also like doesn't excite me. Like I don't think I'm like the genius for buying Adobe stock. It's like,
do you feel
I got to find something better.
Do you feel that way about the chargers, like ChargePoint or Blink or Volta or whatever? Like all these.
I thought you were talking about the LA chargers for a minute, and I'm like, they're getting better. I think charging is a shitty business.
Yes.
I deal. These other chargers are broken all the time. You have to service them constantly. They don't know how to build them very well. I think if I owned a company that serviced chargers, I would be better than owning the chargers, because I talk to the guys who service the chargers and they're busy all the time, you know? And I'm like, who do you work for? And they're all small companies that service the chargers and are private. So there's a lot of money going into the space, but remember, money doesn't mean profit. There's a huge amount of investment in EV infrastructure that's not profitable, and it just needs to happen, and government needs to give the incentive. And it's also for supply chain for battery. This is the newest issue, is if we're really going to be independent from China for supply chain for battery technology, the government's going to have to create incentives for battery tech companies to invest in core processes for battery technology here in the United States, because it's really just not profitable, because China dominates those businesses and they don't really need to make money because they care more about dominating the businesses. So if China subsidizes businesses that are key to the supply chain for EV, which is what they do, and we don't, we're at a severe disadvantage in the race for EV technology. And every plant that's being built right now, everything still has to be sent to China and then sent back for proper battery building, even though Ford's announcing a plant in the United States and all these plants being announced in the United States. So there's a lot of investment that will be done that won't make money.
Right. Do you support Biden's Build Back Better plan?
Which part? I just went off on education. We will fail as a nation if we do not invest in education.
Oh, 100%.
And it starts with preschool. The preschool program just needs a means test. Like, I don't think people who make $150,000 a year should have free preschool. It's like they can pay for it. It's not that expensive. It is a cost. It's a legitimate cost. But like my kids go to LA Unified, and the difference, because we're in a charter school and the non-charter school, is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It's just money. And we provide those extra resources because people in my neighborhood can afford it easily, because we're not in private schools. But it saddens me because I see what LA Unified grapples with. And if I was Jeff Bezos, I would just donate money and solve LA Unified's financial issues. But it's not even that simple, even if you wanted to do that, because politics, right? You're governor, right? And so could have been. So if it weren't for Larry Elder.
I know, right? I beat everyone else. I knew I would beat everyone else, and I did.
That's awesome. You were the best Democrat out there. No, seriously. You beat Caitlyn Jenner, which made my day.
I don't even like that label anymore. I'm just the stock doctor. How about that?
You're a doctor now? Oh, you got Steph.
Yeah. No, Ross, we got the Steffi here. And
so what people call in and
well, they call in for their prescriptions. So I'll write you one right now. Take a Tesla 5x a week and just repeat for life.
So this toast, since you're drinking, what are you drinking? You're drinking
Tesla tequila.
Yeah. Mr. Baller is out of tequila, but I have connections at Nosotros. So, so that being said, who should we give a toast to? Michael Burry deserves a toast. Don't
he's
Michael?
blocked me?
Well, you should take pride in the people who block you.
Why?
Because you laughed at him because he's a wacko?
He said something about shorting Tesla, and I left a reply to his Twitter thing with an eggplant emoji, and he blocked me.
What did you mean by the eggplant? Because eggplant emojis have multiple meanings in my mind. So I'm sure in his mind he took the meaning that was probably sexual. You know how sensitive Burry is. He's like this right-wing crazy guy, I guess. I don't really know. He was going off on Twitter about something. And then he's like, I'm short Tesla. And then it was like, I'm not short Tesla because I keep losing on it. A toast. A toast to Michael Burry for at least admitting that he's not short Tesla anymore. I give you that, Michael, because it does take a lot to lose on the same stock over and over and over again, because you have to be one of the best investors of all time to do that, Michael. Shorting Tesla. How many shows do I do, Michael, and tell you not to do this? How many TV shows can I do and these short sellers don't listen? How many years? How many years, Kevin, have I been doing this? I won't even take it anymore. A guy comes on and says some ridiculous Tesla thing, I kill them now. I would just like murder them. I go, everything you've said for your entire career has been wrong. Why are we here today?
Well, cheers to that.
Michael, you've been right once, though. To you and the destruction of the U.S. housing market, you did well killing the market. Thank you, Mike. You remember the financial crisis?
Yep. Remember
Were
it
you
from
a
the seat of my
buyer?
high school
Did you-
classroom. Oh,
Oh,
is
you
not
were
as
too
good.
young. You were too young?
yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was getting yelled at in my
In high school?
in my Catholic high school that I went to for 6 months before I got kicked out. I mean, before I left.
So you were in a Catholic high school?
No, for 6 months.
For 6 months, because you wanted green hair and being on YouTube really out of your life. And in
Exactly.
Catholic high school, they were like, what are you doing? You know? So it was a very short stint, and Kevin was then put back into secular school.
Yeah, pretty much.
So where did you go to school? Did you go to school in Ventura? Are you from Ventura?
Oh yeah, I ended up. I was born in Germany and then grew up in Florida until I was 16. Met Lauren in Paris. Moved here when I was
That's
17.
like a song. I met Lauren in Paris.
But yeah,
How did that happen? You were just like in Paris one day, and Lauren.
we did a
appeared?
school trip. It was
What
Lauren
school?
went
College, or
with.
hopefully you were old enough.
Well, it's this company like called EF Tours. They put together all these 16 and 17 years
Oh,
old from
right,
Canada.
It's called a
you know.
mating tour. It's a mating tour.
Yeah, it worked. Invest
Of course.
in that company.
But you're still with that same girl? Oh yeah, but you're
Yeah.
only like 25. You haven't even really. How old are you?
Me?
now?
I'm 29.
Nine,
I got
okay.
kids.
Yeah, that's true. You're deep in it now. Yeah,
Yeah.
29.
I got a
I was
6-year-old.
when I was 29. I was in a different spot than you. Kids was not on my radar at 29. That's for sure.
Oh,
I'm still a kid. I was definitely a kid at 29.
jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, that's okay, but that got you into your other passion, music, I imagine, and you've now got a profitable business out of that.
Well, no, profits in music are a little bit more elusive than in finance. I don't think the goal of music per se is to make maximum profits. I think the goal of music is to make the best music and not lose money, because it's ultimately an asset, and the asset is based off the quality of the content you make. That's the challenge. NFTs will be a part of the business very soon, because when you buy a ticket now, it'll be an NFT. And we're innovating this as part of our digital music company. So like when you buy a digital music show, you should get a ticket, and that ticket should be an NFT. And there's so many artists that want to create this. So that's the beauty of the creator community that we have at NoCap and Cocoon. It's not just musical artists, it's also regular artists. And that merging of digital art with music will be much better NFTs than the current ones today that are just sort of an image that you're paying for. So it'll have more movement. If you look at what just came out from what's her name, just did the Oculus, Billie Eilish just did an Oculus 3D thing. Oh, dude, the VR music stuff is going to be insane. I mean, people are going to trip you out, you know? And with all these psychedelics getting legalized and VR, oh my God, it's going to be a renaissance for digital music for sure. For sure.
Interesting. Yeah, Billie Eilish. Okay, that's
you know, they've legalized mushrooms now. You know,
are you going to buy mind medicine?
No, but we're looking at ATAI. ATAI is the company that I like the most right now. It's trading 14-ish. It got down 12-ish. They raised money at like 14, 15. So that's probably what it's worth. So it's not trading at a premium. It's basically early stage. There's no revenue. You're just investing in a bunch of different versions of the drug to deal with different, you know, psychotherapies. Mental illness is at an all-time high in this country. There's never been so many issues with whether it be suicide, opioid addiction, mental illness. And so I'm a big believer now, which I've been somewhat skeptical of because I'm a deadhead, that psychedelics have a real benefit, because I've saw so many not beneficial situations come from psychedelics when people in my deadhead scene years. But
Did
I
you have
also
long hair?
Nah, yeah, but my hair would get like puffy, so it was like long, and it was hot. You go to a Dead show and you're like sweating and like Dominguez Hills or something, and I didn't like it, but like I never looked like that hippie-ish because I've always kind of looked the way I look. But I had longer hair. I've been playing in bands my whole life too, but yeah,
What
so that's good.
I gotta ask you oh man, I totally lost where I was gonna go with this.
No, I was saying ATAI is a good company.
Thank you for that. Oh, I was gonna ask you, what about options? I know you got a fund. Do you ever do options on behalf of your clients? Sell puts or whatever, just mostly buy shares.
Okay, so I've been trading options since I was a kid. Okay, so now let's say 25 years or whatever. Since online trading, since Charles Schwab created, and there was a laptop. So I was online trading in 1995, actually, and it was like I had a laptop and a Charles Schwab account, and that was like it was $29 a trade, and you could buy stocks and options online. It was pretty cool. Robinhood says they did it, but they didn't actually do anything except make it gambling. But Schwab allowed us to trade options, and I learned very quickly the good and the bad of options. Now,
Yeah.
I don't trade options on behalf of clients for several reasons. The biggest reason is we manage money in scale. So we have 8,000 clients, and we provide advice in scale, which is time consuming and personalized. So at my company, the challenge is how do we help as many people as possible? We'll look at it that way. So that's the goal. So options as a trading strategy is a difficult one to make money on, and you have to be very good at it. So to do that in scale is very hard unless you just have a fund. And then secondly, most of our clients don't have the asset base where it would make sense for them to do complicated option strategies or even simple ones like selling calls, which I think is the easiest, simplest way to make money in options, which is selling calls, weekly calls, like out of the money Tesla calls, for example. Easiest money in the world, most of the time. There's high risk in options. I am a financial advisor. There is high risk in options. Everything we're talking about today is high risk. So don't be confused. Okay. So it's your responsibility. So option trading, I trade mostly for myself. A couple clients want the risk. And the two trades I do most in options are selling calls, especially weekly calls out of the money for people who think there's going to be news in stocks when I know there is no news coming this week because there's like a quiet period before earnings. So there's a quiet period before earnings. People don't understand this, that companies are not going to announce anything. And so if you sell calls that week, so people like on Robinhood have bid up the prices of calls because they're trying to buy calls and they're trying to buy exposure with little amounts of money. And so they buy out of the money calls and they pay much higher premiums than they should. So people like me take the other sides of those trades. So we take your money. Unfortunately, Robinhood people, you pay us, whether you realize it or not, because you don't have this asset size to really warrant using options. And so you're buying options that are bad deals. They're just bad deals out of the money. Like we looked at the Tesla this week, the Tesla 720. Now it didn't close at 720 this week. I'm sorry, 920. So the Tesla 920, what did it close? 909?
Yeah.
So it's trading on Tuesday before earnings at like $2, So I could have sold that call, let's say, on a couple hundred shares and gotten $2 a share, and it would have had to close above 922 to lose money. Now, at the time, it was trading at 875 or something, So it would have had to gone up substantially. So I was worried because I knew earnings would be good, but I figured it was baked in the price, and actually the stock performed even better than I expected. But you would have made your money on those selling those calls and in a riskier play because it's earnings and you knew they were going to be good. So selling calls, good strategy most of the time. Short time frames, looking for stocks people are speculating in where their over exuberance isn't warranted. Second one is I'm long calls, longer calls. So like with Tesla right now, I wanted to add exposure personally, and this was like a few weeks back. So I went long Tesla January, I think the 120s or 122 calls. So the January calls at I think I bought 750. So I buy them in the money calls. They're expensive, but they're cheaper than buying the stock, and you pay much less premium on the option price by buying them in the money. And especially at the time, let's say the stock was trading at like I think it was 850, and I think I paid 100 for them, and it, no, it was like 100 and yeah, so it was 750 calls, so I paid like 100 and something. It wasn't very high premium because it was like $100 in the money. So if you buy an in the money call that gives you a buffer, the premium you pay drops dramatically to go long the stock. And so because seasonally Tesla tends to do well at the end of the year, Tesla's bad period is like Q1 and Q2, like you want to hide like Q1 earnings for Tesla, which is like March or April, which is like Tesla, like the Tesla winter, it's like March and April. But Tesla usually has a strong end of the year, they sell cars through the end of the year strong. And so I bought the January calls and I'm up nicely on those. But it's just like buying the stock cheaper,
For clarification, what Ross is saying is if you buy an in the money call, it's going to look like the premium is more expensive, but when you add that premium to the actual strike price, your total all-in cost isn't that much higher than where the stock price is now. So for example, if I did an 810 January 2022 right now, I bought a single call, it's going to cost me $136. Sounds like a lot, but I add that to 810. Okay, I'm into the stock for $946, so I'm paying a measly $36 premium basically. Who cares? But now you have
it's not measly. That's five. Let's say that's 3 or 4% of the price. So that's your cost over the next 3 months. Let's say so
that's
times
3.8%.
4. Right. So like times 4 is like 16%. So that's like your interest rate for owning the stock in that option. So this is a lesson for you kids. So if you want to figure out your cost of the option, or what they call like implied volatility when the Wall Street people talk, it's like, what interest am I paying to own the right to own this stock? When you're buying out of the money calls, you have to figure the differential in price between that plus your premium to figure your interest rate, which ends up being like enormous. Like the stock has to double for you to make money. But when you buy deep in the money calls, okay, your cost might seem like a big price because you're paying 136, but your actual amount over the stock price is much less. It's your interest cost. And then you figure that out annually and you can figure out your rate. And all of a sudden, if you get, in 4 months, Tesla just has to go up 16%. Well, I think the stock's going to 1,000 and I'm doing this when the stock's at 8, whatever. So what's my risk reward? And then you can kind of assess whether that trade makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I just did another example here. So we did the 810 in the money. That was about 3.8% premium or interest in the way you're saying over 3 months times 4, about 16%, a little less than 16%, 15.5 or whatever. But if I did a $1,000 call for January 22nd, I would be paying $1,035 essentially for the shares, minus where we are now. That's about $120 premium. Works out to about 13.4% for the same time frame, which is really like paying 53.6% interest annualized for that right. So much more expensive.
So now flip it, because I can sell you that call.
Yes.
So I can sell you the 1,000 call and get in that premium myself and take in the 53%. And then I can assess that trade from the opposite perspective. Is Tesla really going to go up 53%? Well, may or may not over this time frame. Or I mean, not that it's going to go up 53%, but go up past 1,000.
Why are you doing weekly? as opposed to like, on higher volatility periods, or do you not look at that?
Mostly
or like
because I think people are insanely crazy to think in a 3-day period a stock's going to go up 10%
Oh,
unless
I see.
something.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you think
So
more
like,
demand in that for those shorter
I think
term
it's a
calls.
worse bet for the call buyer.
Okay.
People buy weekly calls all the time. They just buy these
Yes.
weekly calls, and I think it's a bad bet. So
I
I
agree.
sell them to them.
Okay.
But it's not like I see, like, my day doesn't consist of doing that. So viewers, please be aware. I think the more you trade options, the more Citadel gets rich.
Yeah.
I do very targeted option trades here and there when I see something that seems really, really good, and that doesn't happen often. You have to understand, investing is more like being a lion, okay, than like a pigeon. Okay, pigeons are like picking at everything, like, I'm going to do this today, I'm going to do that today, I'm going to do this today, I'm going to do that today, and buy that and buy that. And they don't really bet big on anything, and they're pigeoning, and they're like, I'll put 10 grand in this, I'll put 10 grand in that, and then I'll sell it, and I'll buy it, and I'll sell it. And what happens is Robinhood gets rich and you don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there's the lion. The lion spends a lot of time hunting, female lions, and they spend a lot of time in the grass, and they work in teams. And I work in a team. And what we do is we circle prey, and we circle it, and we look for opportunities to make big bets, to invest lots of money where our risk reward is so heavily in our favor that putting 20 or 30 million in makes sense. And so, like, if I do that right and I can make 50 million, that's a good trade. That's the way my job is. I want to make 50 million, I want to make 100 million on a trade. Like, I'm up probably now 180 million this year or something.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice for my clients,
I
and
love
me
it.
too, but my clients especially, they get most of it. The vast majority is not mine. And that's the way it is. I've managed money for the public, and I'm happy to do it, and I'm happy to make, whether it be foundations or individuals, whether they're small clients, because we have no minimums at my firm, to the wealthiest, which we have as well at my firm. I'm happy to make people money as long as they're good people.
Tell us about your firm and anything else that we missed.
My firm is happy. It's a place to go to be happy. We work with people. My firm works very hard to make our clients happy. Financial planning is super difficult. It's super complicated, especially tax planning, huh, Kevin? Mr. Taxpayer. Tax planning.
But I don't pay enough. You got to pay my fair share.
If I see that tweet again from Joe Biden, I'm going to sock him. Right? You don't pay your face. Like, I don't pay my fair share. 53%. 53% isn't fair. Literally half my income, half your income, millions of dollars between the two of us, goes to the government.
More
individual.
I'm giving the government.
Nobody gave me everything. I started my own business just like you. I had nothing. I left my company, took my own money, was doing well. Financial crisis lost it all. Started GK post financial crisis. We have 40 employees. We pay all the benefits. It's not Uber. We pay like tons of taxes, millions in taxes in the business, millions individually. And I get this, I don't pay my fair share all day. Like, please, give me a break. I'm a Democrat just like you. I support education. I support charities. I support the environment, but like, to tell me over and over again that I'm not paying my fair share is just not fair. Now, do I think the world is unfair? Absolutely. And do I think you and I should be working to make it more fair? Absolutely. And you ran for governor. Like, what do people want from you? You actually almost killed yourself, right, to do this. Yeah. And so, like, I don't like the demonization of the business owners, because we're successful business owners. Now it's bad. I don't know. I'll pay for education. I'll pay higher taxes for free community college. I will.
But what about
paying for Bernie Sanders' teeth? He wants us to pay for his teeth. Like, how many? My dad's a dentist, okay? But to put more money in the healthcare system scam is a joke. Is a joke. You know, like I'm not going to pay more taxes so grandpa can get teeth done. You know,
Well,
It's
you
like
could always
Bernie.
put it into California, and Newsom can forgive some more traffic tickets.
Newsom. He just vetoed a thing that would have given kids community college stuff, money for community colleges. Like he sends illegal aliens free money, but he won't give people money who are going to community colleges. I was furious. This is like what we need to support is the community colleges.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right, Ross.
That was
how
my
do people
rant.
get in
That was
touch
my
with
rant.
you? I gotta go.
Yeah. So we're trying to help. Oh yeah, that's right. You have things to do. I have to eat lunch still.
You gotta reheat that pizza, man. I gotta refill this
I
Tesla.
know.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, we got to find you a bottle of Tesla tequila. Anyways, GerberKawasaki.com. If you're looking for financial advice, you want to build a better future, that's what we do. And that's my commitment. We're here to help people make their lives better. If you have financial security, you will be happier for sure. And that's why I say we're in the happy business, because people who have financial security are happier, that you live better life, you have less stress, and we can help you be in a better financial situation. So start when you're young. That's why we have Get Invested program. And secondly, my fund, GK, all-time high yesterday. I don't know how to close yet today. Yeah. You know, Tesla on the run. We have a lot of our top holdings running. A great way to get a diversified fund. It complements your other investments. Great. That's how we build it. So you could have just a core growth fund. GK, you can buy it at some of the platforms, most of the platforms. And thank you for your support, Kevin. You're the best.
Anytime, Ross.
And thanks for having me on the show.
Same thanks to you. Hang out for just one sec. Everybody watching, if you found this live stream insightful, consider sharing it, subscribe, check out GK. Websites here on screen. I'll link it down below. Gerber Kawasaki. You can Google it. GerberKawasaki.com, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, folks. Goodbye.